procedures and methods of carrying out certain practices or policies. And lastly, we can also use to evaluate programs. Evaluate programs, products and procedures or policies. Then I want to talk about action research. Action research is an example of applied research. So we'll concentrate on that one later on. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Let me move on. Yes.
And when you're explaining about the called refining period in the basic, the refining was like, okay, maybe they just made that theory maybe 60 years ago, or maybe 100 years ago. So with how things maybe change, maybe with like technology and what, so the refining involves like everything like that.
Yeah. That's what it means. Yeah. So research can also be classified based on research design. And here we can start to divide. We can divide research into tools and groups. So tools and groups. According to the design, we can have exploratory, and conclusive research. Exploratory and conclusive research.
That's number 3.
Yeah, that's number 3. Now number 4. So, you know, when you talk about exploratory, it means you are simply exploring. The aim is just to establish how things are presenting themselves. So exploratory studies, they do not attempt to offer final or conclusive answers to such questions. So they don't aim at providing conclusive answers.
Just knowledge.
No, not for knowledge, but it's like preliminary findings, where others can pick those findings and develop them further into conclusive studies. So, for example, qualitative research is an example of qualitative study. Because qualitative simply generates knowledge which is not conclusive. But it tells you that there is indeed a problem. But you need to dig deeper so that you find out more about this problem. Especially the causes and even effects. So sometimes people may assume that there is a problem. And then exploratory studies will explore just to find out more about this particular problem. So that another in-depth study can be done to conclusively come up with the cause and the effect. So conclusive studies are the ones that provide the final and conclusive answers to such questions. So it's similar to the first category of research, which is nature of research. The one that we're talking about. This way, exploration and descriptive. Descriptive and analytical, remember. So, conclusive is more like analytical research because it establishes the causes and effects, whilst exploratory, they simply try to establish that there is indeed a problem. So qualitative studies are usually the ones that are exploratory. Then quantitative are the ones that are conclusive. This is just one way of looking at research. Are we okay? Fine. We can also classify research based on methods. Based on the types of research methods. So research in terms of methods can be quantitative. You can have the research which is quantitative in nature, and then you can have research which is qualitative in nature. Quantitative research usually describes, infers, and resolves problems using numbers. Quantitative research describes, infers, and resolves problems using numbers. So the methods used emphasize mainly on collection of numerical data, the summary of that data, and drawing conclusions. So you see the connection. And this data will draw conclusions, inferences. That's why we are saying conclusive research is the same as quantitative research. And then of the qualitative research. So qualitative research we are saying is based on words, feelings, emotions, sounds, other than numerical or unquantifiable elements of our knowledge. So if your research is not focusing or interested in getting data which is the numerical, but you are only collecting words, opinions, perceptions, views, maybe some research questions there. I will have some research titles. For example, perceptions of teachers over parental involvement in the education of their children as a research topic. You could even already know it's qualitative because it is talking about perceptions of teachers over parental involvement in support to their children. Maybe not the locality that you need to.
That's another one they have, right?
Just on the side. So, it is easy. It is easy to know which type of methods are you going to use based on what the research is interested to collect. If it is interested in collecting numbers, for example, to what extent do marketing enhance student enrollment in universities? To what extent, to what degree, to what level does marketing, whether using Facebook, WhatsApp, what is social media, influence high enrollment of students in university? During the days of studying at okay, so that topic, because it is looking at level, you are talking of measurement, you will measure. And because you are talking of measuring, obviously you have numbers. You can't measure without numbers. It means that one is going to be quantitative. It's not going to be qualitative. If you want to show levels or the movement, cultural marketing, another current. Cultural marketing, another current. So that one is going to be quantitative. So we can also differentiate. So I have someone told me, can you give me research topic? Sir, can you give me a research topic? Of course, it's not from here. Not from here as well. Okay? What are you interested in? Or what is your interest in the research? What are you interested in? Because you're doing business. Doing business administration. Business administration is a very big topic, big subject. What are you interested in? I'm interested in SMEs. Enterprise. Okay? But it's not enough. Because when I say new data, Akamujika, Adela, Mabuni, Mapundi, Mitu, Yamashi, then we put some phone. Yeah, I hate it. That is talking about thinking. So which part are you interested in? So he said, okay, that was the other. Okay, fine. And then, what do you think is a problem in my business? Just you observing what is the problem. You may have a business maybe a common problem. They say, Bijam. So focus, imagine the Kuriambe to kind of idea of think topic to higher. Think the problem would be ABC and the topic would be XYZ. Because if you just know the problem, then you might be thinking, maybe I should look at factors that are causing this problem. Isn't it? What are you going to say? This is the problem. Maybe I should look at impact of this problem on profit. Right? Yeah. You should look at the impact of this problem on profit. Those are talking about SME. Or maybe I should look at the cause. What are the causes? You should look at the cause of this on this particular industry. So I'm already beginning to talk about how we come to the research process. So we'll talk more about the research design later on. Okay, I think I should finish with these two things. Qualitative of the research. So we've been talking about how we can classify research and understand research in education and in child development. But generally, what do we look for when we say this is good research? This is a good research. What do we look for? So here is the list. Here is the list of the indicators. If you research, it's a paper and you want to judge. Number one, it has to be systematic. Systematic meaning it has to be structured, following specific steps in a certain sequence, and in accordance with well-defined set of rules. Well structured, with specific steps taken in a particular sequence, and then following rules. There are always rules in how you conduct your research. At the beginning of this course, I mentioned that every research should begin with a problem. That is the first step. If you don't begin with a problem, you are missing steps. And if you're missing steps, chances are your research is not going to be that good. Yeah, you might come back and then begin to do the problem again after you have done methods. But obviously, once you come up with a problem, it doesn't matter very different. This is a job about syntax. The problem is different from the way you can come up with your methods. So the first step should be the first step, identification of the problem. Then we do a review of literature in order to define the problem, to come up with the solution. So those are the steps. That is the sequence, the direction, and those are the rules. So that is the first indicator of a good research. Number two, good research is logical. Good research is logical. Logical, meaning it has to be guided by rules of logical reasoning and the logical process of induction and deduction, and great value in kind of research. And by induction we mean the process of reasoning from a part to the whole, whereas deduction is the process of reasoning from some precise to a conclusion which follows from that every premise. So logical reasoning makes research more meaningful in the context of decision making. Let's dilute this. So logical means things will flow. Things will flow. This is connected with this, and this is connected to that, or this leads to that, and that has led to this. So you can do that through deductive reasoning or inductive reasoning. So deductive reasoning is like elimination method. Yeah. So, deductive reasoning is like elimination method or a process of trying to how do you put it? Understanding that something comes from somewhere. Something comes from somewhere. So in your research, you should be able to show that we have done this based on that. That's deductive. You can justify. We have selected that participant, children, we have selected teachers as participants. We're going to interview them just because the study wants to know how teaching and learning in classrooms happen. So your decision, your selection of these people is based on the aim. It is the aim that has made you to deduce that you need to do like this. How you study. Okay? And in that case, then it's the opposite of that. Okay? So in that case, it's like you have ABC. And then, because you have got those things, it means you will be restricted to maintain what you have. So other steps, you do them just because you are limited by what you study with. So Ngawamanda is said, remember about us is very difficult. What study later on is not the people will ask you, so you are adding this and this and this and this. Where are you taking this? Just because from the beginning, so in that reasoning is like that. Okay? Why was deductive reasoning? You make decisions based on the end or the direction of the study. Practically, we are going to see how this works. So this is just theoretical. We need to see another research with a logical flow of the study. And let me also add that you will see the research is structured very well. It starts with chapter 1, then it goes to chapter 2, then it goes to chapter 3, chapter 4. It's a sequence, it's a series. In a series or series, you don't start with 1, then 3, then 7, then 4. But you follow order, isn't it? Good research should be that. Good research should be that. Number 3, it has to be empirical. Meaning, it has to be practical. It has to reflect real situation. It has to reflect real situation. It has to be practical. And it has to do with concrete data that provides the basis for external validity to research exams. So, in most cases, applied research is the one which is practical. Remember, when we apply research, you do research in order to solve a problem. So you cannot solve an imaginary problem. No. You solve a real problem in a real situation. So where are you going to conduct the research in the real problem? You also have to go and live in the real situation. Real people. Because they are the ones, the real people on the ground are the ones that are experiencing. So in child development studies, in education, early childhood education, we have our own stages. So schools, number one, is where we have to do this study. Because this is where we will find the children. This is where early childhood education takes place. This is where children develop. Homes, communities, there are also places where we do this because that's where we find the children. Isn't it? Yes, that's where we find the children growing, developing. So child growth and development, you find it there. You cannot go to in town, in shops, banks, and say, I'm here to do early childhood development and education at the same time. Do not find children there. Or if you find them, you will have always a little minutes like about 2 minutes. But you will have obeying just there. But most of people will leave the children when they're going to the bank, when they're going to shopping. You cannot be very often. After school, after they are dropped out, not off from school, you find children. If you go to school during school time, you find children. So that is our main situation. Anyway, in any context where we find children, we can do our research. So our research should be practical, and also it should be replicable. It means it should allow research results to be verified by the edition of that study, replication. In most cases, research which is replicable is the one which is quantitative. Because numbers don't lie, and numbers usually don't change. Remember the example I was talking about attendance and registration. Other than the book, attendance. Monday, Tuesday, even after 1 week or 2 weeks, you still find that. Isn't it? So when you have no longer verified, study now that here, I mean, this will be on way, and you can answer it over. My leg was the night of the body. That person is what? Verified. Just because it is quantitative, it involves the numbers. But if you did a quantitative study, you can't put out this use now and you can't verify that by the world. You can't maybe you tell me that everything will go out, okay? Then I can do this. I was sick, or that time something happened, so in most cases, quantitative research is the one which is applicable. So good research must be applicable. People can repeat it so that they find the finding, they find that they are true. Um, so what are the goals of research? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Number 1, to explore a phenomenon. Phenomena to produce new knowledge, to discover new innovations, designs, discover solutions, solve a problem, to produce new policies, test hypotheses. In statistics, we're going to see how we test hypotheses. So that was the hypothesis testing. But just know that the research, some of the aims of research are to do that. Test a hypothesis, produce new policies and guidelines, discover solutions, discover new inventions, produce new knowledge, explore phenomena. So whatever study you are embarking on, ask yourself, what is the aim? What is the aim? What is the goal of this research? As a researcher, what is the goal in this study? It is just to explore. Remember, exploring is the same as just descriptive. This study is a descriptive survey. Descriptive survey design has used descriptive survey design. It means just an exploration. But if you say I'm using the cause and effect design, then we know we're doing it. If you say I'm using a case study design, we know it's already, then it's just exploration. If you say this study is using grounded theory design, they will tell you want to do basic research, you want to come up with a theory. Remember, if you want to do that, you have to take the way you do it. You'll be 2 years doing it. Instead of 4 years, you don't have to take 2 years. Procedure the knowing to explore it from phenomena is event. Situation or concept. That's how you explore the phenomena. Are you ready? No. So quickly, what are the stages in doing research during the research process? So in order for us to carry out the research process, there are several stages. Number 1, selection and definition of the research process or program. This involves selection of the topic and identification of the research problem. You start with the research problem and the topic. Yeah, are we on the same page? Yeah. So establish first of all, what is the issue? Are there challenges in this area? You are interested in child development, health, and you are looking at maybe children's health. Identify what is the problem in the health. You can say, oh, nutrition. You can probably find that there are certain diseases which are common for children. children in that area. So that's about child health. It means your topic then is going to look at nutrition, either impact of nutrition on growth or education or performance. So you have started with the problem of the topic. In class, you can look at David behavior, and you may establish a problem of some children in the classes who are fond of showing deviant, deviant behavior. Deviant behavior kuvutika mambo mengi ya zao, mabuli, sort of. So if that is the problem, then you can come up with a topic. Maybe impact of that on performance. I know it could be here, or you, or maybe factors contributing to that, or role of teachers in managing those kinds of children. So we start with the problem, then the topic. After you do that, then you do literature review. Here we say reviewing related literature. Why are we saying related? It means once you have a problem, you have to check in the literature if that problem has been researched on by other people before. So you have to select related literature. And by other people, we mean if it's done in Malawi, since we're in Malawi, then check if in Malawi, other countries have already been done on that problem. Check in Africa, and then the whole world. What you are doing there, when you're doing related literature, is to try and understand that problem. Because if others have already done it, then they already have information. So you understand, this problem is common in time. Children with this age, children whose bodies are this, children whose association. Yet, many are who must use study in any manner as the government. But if the ministry, then formulating the research problem. Why are we saying formulating the research problem? Yet about identifying the problem. Remember what the problem is. Can I the problem? They will know my father explain why. It's not like it was not there, no. But after literature review, you understand it better, isn't it? After you do that, then you formulate your specific questions or objectives or indeed a hypothesis. So after you have understood the problem, meaning the diversity, you map on that side, you map on that, it's concerning children who are 4, 5 years. It is also concerning children whose parents are usually working parents. They are not always at home. This problem, it is happening to children whose schools, in terms of distance, are very far from their homes. That is now understanding because there is. It means these things are going to be your specific objectives. Okay? Yeah. So you try and establish these things as your specific objectives. Then I'm going to define positives. It's easy. Concepts are some of the technical words that you are using in your study. So, Timagamba that definite. Very important. In other words, you have just to find it. According to the study that you're doing, what is your understanding of the way the terminology definite? So it means that the children who are fond of doing that. Okay? And you are using words such as what should we say? Poor and rich families in your study. You have to explain. By rich, it means family, maybe whose parents, family, yes, who are able to provide or to pay school fees to the children, children. Poor meaning those that are able, but they are living in basic house. So your intention is to just show you people who are living, who are going to live this study, what you understand of those things is. Chikuwa Kanza, there is a term depending on the background, the kind of school where they are born, which country they are, and it is. And when you explain those concepts, they understand it the way they understand it, and it's easy for them to now understand your study. They will not misinterpret it. So you do that in chapter 1. Okay, so that was step number 1. Step number 2, selection of research design and methodology. This is chapter 3. Chapter 2 is selection of research design and methodology. Here you choose appropriate design for a particular research, and you also come up with a sample and the sample procedure. Okay, measurement design, which is point number 3, it's about the data collection tools and then construction of research instruments. Let me comment on point number 2, which is step number 2. So here you do a research design and the methodology. So remember, we're talking about quantitative research and qualitative research, isn't it? So when you are talking about research design and methodology, each type of research, qualitative research, quantitative research, it has got its own design. So, for you to know which design you're going to use for your research, you're going to base it on the problem. Like I said, focus your problem depending on what it is going to be qualitative and quantitative. Ready? There was already the qualitative, but focus your problem. Let's say perception of teachers over children who are fond of holding answers. That was qualitative. There is design you carry under qualitative. So under qualitative we've got 5 designs. Case study, we've got ethnography, phenomenology, what else? And 2 more. You have to choose one of them. Under qualitative. If you are to title you only focus, it's qualitative. Under qualitative, we've got design. You can't use all the 5 designs. You have to choose one. Most of them are design. So you have to choose which one. You have to bedroom design. You can't get from remote rock. kitchen door. So you can have plenty of designs, but you have to choose one which is suitable. And then you also have to design if your study is quantitative. So quantitative design is experimental cause and effect, but you will choose. I don't think you have time to do that in this course, but we have to find out methods for children doing research. That one, you do research. You do research. So measurement design. Okay, about the number design. Let me talk about sampling in brief. So in research, when you are trying to interview everyone, that one is the census. But when you focus on just a few people who are representing your target population, that one is a sample. Isn't it? When you choose the sample, you can choose by following sampling procedure. So for you to arrive at a sample, you have to follow sampling procedures. So for example, we've got simple random sampling, we've got systematic sampling, we've got cluster sampling, and proportional sampling, if you use the quantitative method. If you're using qualitative method, then we've got sampling types such as purposive sampling, convenient sampling, snowballing sampling. Qualitative research. Okay. Yeah. We will talk about that. After you have done that, you have to come up with tools for collecting data. So if you are using qualitative research, some of the tools include interviews, observations. These are the common ones. If you are using a quantitative design, then the common instrument is a questionnaire. So those are data collection tools. Number 9. So my tools, the tool. Polls are tools for digging. If you want to cultivate. So the most ones, if you want to cultivate, if you want to carry out your mistake, you have to have certain tools. So those are some of the tools. Identification. Construction of tools. Here we just mentioned internet, but how do you come up with an internet? You have to design it. How can you come up with a questionnaire? You can questionnaire section A, where you have what we call biodemographic data, meaning the age, location, employment, qualification. So that's section A, part A, which is biodemographic data. Then section B is the minimum amount of information about your research objectives. If you have got the 3 objectives, then you have to have section B, part A. Even the focus is question is the minimum amount of the first objective. Then in part B, 2, it is going to have questions and 5 and 6 and 10, which are collecting information about your second objective, or the second objective. I'm just explaining that You will see, we will talk about that. I will show you later on. So, construction of research instruments. By the way, when you talk about research instruments, it mostly data collection tools. Data collection itself, so it's a practical way of using the tools in order to collect data. So you use the instruments that you developed. And then data analysis. Data analysis, we are going back to statistics. Because in statistics, we were saying we involve, or statistics involves analysis of data. So if you have collected quantitative data, this is where you now analyze. So you can analyze in many ways. You can analyze by, first of all, just summarizing the data, meaning you put it into categories. Ready? You organize the males and the women, females and the women. Many data, and it's a way of simply summarizing. And the data organization and data processing. And then the statistical qualitative data analysis. You have seen point number 5, right? The data organization, data processing. Statistical qualitative data analysis. And then move from here. Statistical qualitative data analysis. But anyway, when you get your data from your questionnaire or interview, you have to organize it. You have to organize your data, making sure that you come up the similar data you put in the code. Code, and that code will give you things. Organizing data will also mean if your data was if your data was recorded, it means you have to transfer it. That reminds that always very great. You cannot do some more so it means you have to transcribe it. That's what we call processing. You have to convert it into text, and then you make sure that it flows properly, you understand the data, and then you go to calculation, and you now organize the data in codes. Then you can analyze. If you need to do statistical analysis, then we move on. As I stated, as Excel, look at the percentage, then you need statistical analysis. And don't go back about my tables, not on my graph. That was the last step in what we call statistical qualitative data analysis. So in qualitative data analysis, my thing is that in what data, you start to interpret it. Okay? The last one, which is generalization, it involves interpretation, conclusion, and recommendation, and also writing a report. So, interpretation, as I said, when you present the data, you have to explain it. What it means. After you have explained it, then you tell people the conclusions. Remember, when you are beginning, you begin with the problem. Then the last step is conclusion and recommendation. It means you tell people what you have found as conclusions in relation to the problem. So in conclusion, you come straight and forward. But concisely. The study has found out the bullying, you might do that in this way, the causes are 8 issues. Recommendations. Problem A, we recommend that the government should do X, Y, Z. Problem B, we recommend that schools should do X, Y, Z. Problem C, we recommend that parents should do X, Y, Z. Get it? That is conclusion and recommendation. They go together. Just a summary straight from the point. And if you do that, you are already producing. No, problem you describe. But number, you number the research questions. So a problem you describe is a paragraph. But when it comes to research questions, those are the ones that you number. And when you are presenting a conclusions, you target objectives. So the study concludes that so your answer is now research objective. I'll show you a sample. That's why we're saying research must be logical. So that you have to combine it now, we can connect with the beginning. Because I don't have any research objectives. Oceana. Many humanism, conclusions, Oceana. But recommendations, it means it's illogical. So the research report, in this case, it's your dissertation or your thesis, right? I think for today, I'll stop. We need to stop. Yes. Research topic and the research problem.
Research topic and research problem.
Can I add and the research objectives and the questions? It means topic, problem, research objectives, and the questions. It is in fact deal with them together. Questions. And let me say that objectives and questions, they are the same in terms of content and scope. Meaning, my first questions that I want to ask, my first objectives that I want to ask. Questions should also be 3. Each objective should have its own question. If the objective is to establish types of learners, it means a corresponding question should be, what are the types of learners? So I'm going to convert it objectively to a question. So you start with the objective, you list in the 3, then you also list in the questions below. In the same way. Then I will evaluate them until the future. It's not as difficult as it sounds. It sounds complicated, but it is not. Begin to do it.
We'll see.
I want to produce experts in the research. So
Yeah, but
you are my target.
But the one I want to raise, I want to implement it like maybe even after school.
Okay, yeah.